What a pleasant bike ride too. I tell you, these protected bike lanes, they're just my favorite thing ever. I'm obsessed with them. Welcome back to the 15-minute city. Today is all about future planning. You guys know I like to work in small builds and small little chunks. Not today. We are going to lay out the majority of the network for what will be the downtown slash city center of this peninsula, of this part of the map, and I am so excited. And I'm not starting with roads first, which may be strange, but I am starting with tram tracks first because of course I am thinking about public transportation, pedestrian connectivity, and today is also going to be very highly focused on our bike network as well as our pedestrian network. I have been so looking forward to actually, within the 15-minute framework, doing a first take at my a downtown or a city center. It's just very exciting to be able to put all these concepts together in a high density area. And can we just take a moment to look at this view that we're going to have from this area? It's so pretty. I have to give a shout out to Shukaboa. We were talking about elevated pathways in nature, and so that kind of sparked this idea. So on this side of the ocean front, there is going to be this elevated walkway, and it's going to connect up into the tram. It's still going to be very connected to the city, but when I go to detail it, I'm going to make it feel like it's the place you can go to feel like you're not in the city anymore. And instead of having a central park to this part of our city center or downtown, we're going to have this boardwalk that you can go out and walk and be in nature and be near the water. And with the way I'm going to detail it in a future episode, it's just going to feel like you're nowhere near the city. So I'm super excited for that. The next thing I did was think about a collector, because this will be a downtown core, this will be a city center, there will be traffic, it's going to be busy as much as I focus on pedestrian connectivity and public transport and bike lanes. Like, there is going to be traffic. So I did want to bring one large collector through the area. And I love this bridge from the content creator pack. I think it works perfectly and it just creates a nice design aesthetic as well. And I went ahead and brought the collector all the way to end by where I'd put this tram stop, because I'm sure you can guess we are going to put in a train station that's going to come right into and drop people right off into our city center. Now that I had the tram roads in, I had my pedestrian recreational path along the water, I brought in the collector, I know where the train station is going to go, I focused my attention on putting in our bike network. If you are not using bike roads in your city, what are you doing? You can help decrease your traffic so much, and just think about them as creating networks just like you would a tram line. You want to think about how are you going to get bikers from point A to point B? Can they connect? Is there, maybe if there's not a bike road, is there a pedestrian connection? You really want to be very mindful and think about creating a pleasant bike ride, but also one that gets people to point A to point B in a highly efficient way. Okay, there is the basics. We've got a good template started. Still a lot I want to get done today, but yeah, I'm excited about this, guys. Getting back into it, getting the bike network from this side of town all the way over to the other side of town was really important to me. I did figure out how to do it. You'll see I did have to make some small changes, but I feel like it was really worth it to make sure we had that level of connectivity and bring our bike network all the way together. So I decided to connect this on the outside of the neighborhood that we built last week and just upgrade these roads all the way down. I do run into a little bit of trouble, but I delete and redo and it's all fine. And then there's these two connections that we have through our industry area, and I decided to change them into one-way roads to kind of make a little mini couplet here. And that allows, again, to allow 2 lanes of traffic, which is really important, and then utilizing that protected bike lane on one side. I hope that makes sense. And then of course I just had to redraw some paths that got deleted when I did this upgrade and just make sure that everyone is still fully connected. Overall, I was really happy how that came together, and I love that we now have this complete circular bike network pretty much around the whole entire peninsula, which is great. I decided to continue it on this side as well, just to bring it up so we could connect it up to the tram on this side and also connect into our other neighborhood. Then I go around and really try to focus on pedestrian connectivity and make sure we have all the paths that we need to connect our bike network up to our tram stops and our tram up to where pedestrians would naturally walk, just to make things easier for everybody. Usually I do these first persons at the very end of the video, but I saw someone already utilizing the bike network we just put in. This person is going all the way from the hospital complex to the other side of the city, and they're using the bike network, which I could not be happier about. This is so cool. And it also allowed me to see some places where I could make some improvements by the path that we're following here. There definitely can be a more direct route to get to the other side. Sometimes doing these first persons can really give you helpful insight into your city. So even if you don't enjoy them aesthetically like I do think they can be very valuable just to figure out how people are moving around. But yeah, look at this. All the way over to the other side of the city. I think this just goes to show we've created a great network here. Look, we're passing the farms. This is really cool. And what a pleasant bike ride too. I tell you, these protected bike lanes, they're just my favorite thing ever. I'm obsessed with them. But look, we're all the way on the other side of town. The next thing I did was get the train station put in. I removed all the trees, and I actually liked that the train tracks were at a slightly higher elevation, so I just grabbed that and pulled it all the way down. I think it's going to create some really nice detail opportunities later down the road when we come to that point. Plus, you're just slightly elevated when you come into the city center, which I think is cool. So I grabbed one of the content creator bypass trains. I feel like having this additional line where trains can just pass right through is going to be really helpful for us now. And then I just use the slope tool and connect up the roads to the train asset and just try to get a nice smooth slope here. And then just continue to use the smoothing tool just to smooth out the rest of this area and make it look nice. All right, I know with all the paths and the road, it just kind of looks like a mess right now, but I have a vision in my head. I think it's gonna come together really nicely. I'm very excited about, but I have a couple more projects that I got done today, so let's get to those. All right, I wanted to complete this neighborhood that we started last week because at the point where this neighborhood ends, that's when I'm going to start moving up in layers and height, as Overcharged Egg would say. And so I wanted to just complete this neighborhood today, so that way next time we get in here we're just ready to start expanding, which I'm so excited about. So I brought in the little church that also doubles as an elementary school. I love this asset. Additionally, I brought in a dog park, and I also brought in the senior center and the spa. I thought just bringing these couple of things into this neighborhood, give it a couple more amenities, would be really nice. And then I also ended up adding some high density apartment buildings across from the little tiny park that we built, and I also added in a playground. I know we're going to do transit in another episode later down the road, but I did want to get in another little bus station put in here, and I did want to redo the bus lines in the neighborhood that's going to be adjacent here to our city center. Sometimes starting fresh can help a lot. So what I decided to do with this neighborhood is we're going to create two bus lines that copy each other, one going in one direction and one going in the other direction. Instead of before, we just had one continuous loop, and I think this will make this bus line more efficient, and that way no matter what bus stop you're at, you could go right across the street and catch the bus in the other direction if you needed to, and it just makes things a lot easier. So I just went through and I stuck to the outside of the neighborhood because this would be very walkable. You've got, 2 or 3 blocks on either side to get to the bus. And then we're also utilizing the larger road that our collector, even though it's only 2 lanes, it is a wider road, and it has that lovely pedestrian connection in the middle of it. So having the bus line on there, it's actually going to be really nice, and I can go through and add crosswalks where the bus stops are if they're not already near a crosswalk. So I think this will end up working really well. So we've got a line going one direction, and then I just need to put in the line going the other direction. Okay, I feel much better about that. I'm glad we at least got that done. We'll do a bigger transit episode later at another time. The other thing I did is I added a bus that goes right from our new train station right down to here. It's an express, and it will go right on our collector. I think that will serve our community so well as we grow our downtown core. Guys, I have some exciting news to share. I have a Discord, but the best thing isn't that I have a Discord, it's that I have a Discord with 5 other builders. You may have noticed a little while ago that myself and 5 other builders released a trailer for an upcoming multiplayer collab. Well, we decided to also come together and have a joint Discord, which has been so much fun, and we are so blown away by how many of you are already in there and interacting with us, and it's just gonna be really fun to get to know all of you and you to get to know us, and we're just so thankful and excited. So the link to that is in the description below. 2 things, please leave me any feedback or comments below, suggestions, naming ideas, whatever you like. Also, if you enjoy road layouts like this, check out this video. This is when I first started the city, and it's quite the road layout, so you might enjoy that video. I hope you all have a joyful day, and I'll catch you next time.